Hi guys, welcome back to the Deranged Customs channel and another episode of the Ferrari 308 build. If you haven't been watching, make sure you go back and watch all the episodes. We're taking this classic Ferrari 308 and we're doing a full custom. We're partnered up with Liberty Walks, they've supplied the kit, but on top of that we're changing all the rear end. It's completely custom fabrication. The front end's completely different. We're adding more aero, we're making it look really, really cool. It's just going to be a total one-off. Last week we was cutting around the rear panel. We cut all of this out. We cut the rear lamp panels out to make it a single lamp conversion rather than the twin that they come with. So I promised last week in the video that we would try a hand at welding. I've never welded before. I borrowed this welder from my pal. He said it's a really easy welder to weld with. He said it's idiot proof, so we'll find out in a minute. But we've got a bit of material in there, we've got some steel that we cut out, so I'm going to have a little practice, but I'm going to do it all live on camera, so we'll see what happens. I'm either going to fail miserably and not have a clue, or it's going to go to plan and it's going to be easy. So yeah, we'll find out in a minute. So if you was watching the last videos, particularly the last episode, then you'll see that what we did is this sat around here and there was an infill panel. I think this is off the other side, but roughly that sat there and that sat there. It was twin lights. So what I did is I cut all of this out and made this panel fit in here roughly, so makes it a single lamp conversion. Also, the number plate recess was here, so we cut all of that out. So go back and watch how we did that. We cut all that out and then I'm going to make a new panel to go in there to make that flush, but then there will be the cutouts for the exhaust. So we're doing the high level exhaust, that will sit here. But to start with, I thought I'd get on, maybe try and weld these panels in, because then once these panels are welded in, this side and that side, I then can take a measurement for the new panel to go in there. So like I say, I'm going to have a little play around with this welder now. I've got a bit of material. Just have a play really, see how I get on. I literally haven't got a clue. This looks like it hasn't been used for a while either. So basically with this welder, the idea is you can select how thick the material is and then also select how much weld. It's meant to make it nice and easy. I'm still struggling already, to be fair. It may be a little bit temperamental. The metal that we're welding is probably about, standard sort of panel is about 0.9 mil, so we're going to try and set it up for that basically to get it working. So it's a bit temperamental, isn't it? I better ring my mate. Ring my mate and ask him. We can't even do this bit. I think this is the hardest bit about welding, is getting the welder set up, apparently. So we'll find out.
One eternity later.
We haven't used any of this for how long? Basically used to have someone who worked here who done welding. And that was about 6 years ago. I'm going to try and have a bit of practice off camera, but it didn't quite happen. Mate, I literally haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Does it notice? Not a clue. It's easy, isn't it? Well, if I can spot weld it like that one every time, then I'll be all right. At least spot welding those bits on. I don't know about doing an actual weld. Let's try turning that down a little bit. That's pretty good, isn't it? Look at that.
Easy.
If that was all cleaned up, that'd have been lovely. Look, Ian, my first go, what do you reckon? That bit of weld there. That ain't bad, is it? Ain't bad. Question is, am I brave enough to do it on this shit? So I've had a couple of goes here, just trying it out really. Tried to do a couple of little spots. Obviously I cut this down here just to see what might happen if I try and do a couple of little tacks. The first attempt's just, I think I held it there a bit long and it's like blown a hole. So I tried just literally, I did one tack there, just dabbed it and that was nice, and then tried to do a little bit of a run of weld there. It's actually gone quite nice. It has got really hot because you can see how much that's distorted. But I don't know if I've got a lot of choice with that really. Whether I just try and tack it and then just build it up slowly. So I don't want loads of distortion, that's gonna be the main thing. But what I did notice is we was getting loads of flames, and that's because we've got this dodgy paint on the back of this. So the plan is, I think now I'm just gonna clean up all the back of the panels where I've got to weld, just to make that a little bit nicer and a cleaner weld. One, there's less chance of the car going up in flames as well, I think, if we do that. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to clean up panels and just give it a go, tacking it in place. So I think it's easy enough that I'll be able to do that. If I can get a weld like that, I'll be more than happy. So we'll see. It might be beginner's luck. That might have been fluke. But if I can match that on here, then yeah, I'm happy with that. So I've got all the paint off the back of that, so it's nice clean metal now. We've got to try and get in there somehow and clean. I don't think it's going to be that easy to get in there though, not with that. Have to rethink that. Find another tool to get in there, maybe a wheel on a drill or something like that. So yeah, have we got a little whizzy wheel with like something to get the paint off, you know, like on a drill? That's it. This might be easier. Well, I just held the trigger and pulled it and went like that. So it's just fluke. It's a fluke at the minute, I think. I'm going to have to cut that out of there as well, aren't I? Need a bit more work that side. In the last video I was talking about this side and it's had some previous crash damage. We are going to have to play around with all of this before we weld this in, so we have to reshape. Do some reshaping basically to get that nice, but this side's pretty much ready to go. I need to tack it in place really. I need to get it in place to be able to finish it off. So just to be able to tap this round, I need to get it tacked in here and then tap this round basically to line up. See where I need to cut it. The top can pretty much go on. It could do with being a little bit bigger. I think where we've got to change this bit here, I might actually end up remaking that bit in there and then bringing that down a bit further, so this can sit down here a bit nicer. Yeah, so as you can see there, where I've cut this panel out here, this is a little bit too small, so I can try and build that up with weld. Probably beyond my capabilities, but technically I could sit that about there, tack it in, hammer this down, and then that will fit. That should go in nicely. I can tack here, but I need to be able to bring this down really, but I should be able to push that down, tack that in. But I probably will only tack this because I'm going to cut this out and change this, but I just want to get this bit in just to make sure that all works. We'll give it a go. I'll clamp it in place somehow and give it a go. Talk about learning on the job. Hopefully that is working. bit hit and miss. Not gonna lie, is that too hot? I reckon the first time was pure luck. What do you reckon? It is hit and miss. There's a couple of good ones. Couple of good ones out of about how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, out of about 30, there's three really good ones. Yeah. What's that? So that's 10%. 10% chance of me getting it right. Just trying to make sure it's going to go in all right, or whether I need to do anything to it. Because really it is too short. It's where I cut it out of there. Obviously this has moved, I think. So I might be able to, I think both of these have moved, so. Yeah, so it does go. So I think if I tack this here, I'll be able to push it up into that. That's what I didn't want to happen. I need 3 hands. Ian, you put this glove on. Don't look at it. Just hold. I wanna try and push this down.
This.
Yeah. So this, and then pull this up. Like so. I want to tack that there like that. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's sort of in place. Don't go too close. Yeah, I've made a hole there, right there, and a little one there. But it's in.
Not bad for itself.
Definitely too hot for that metal. I think this is thinner here than this was. Not actually bad. You get people looking at this now and saying, what the fuck are you doing? That must be really thin in there. Keeps blowing out. I need to get a pro on that bit. Well, I did say I was going to teach myself, so it hasn't quite gone perfectly, but I think I'll get there. I think a little bit more playing about with this and I'll get this in. I've got a lot to learn. I've got a lot of welding to do. Yeah, time to learn as I go really. Play around with the settings on this. Probably hopefully get hold of my mate whose machine it is and he will give me a bit more of an idea where I should be with the settings. I'm just playing around with it. But it's not bad. I might give a go along here, but to be fair, if I'm going to take this out, I might end up cutting that bit back out, but I just wanted to make sure I got this in place. So I'll probably leave that tacked and then we'll play around with the other side and then make the panel to go in here. Just make sure I get this cleaned up really nicely, basically all along here, under here. Got to make a big panel to go in there. A lot of work. Got to make the cutout for the exhaust. Got to make a section to go in here. So there's still a lot of metal work to do, but I'm glad I've had a go. Question is, am I going to make that worse if I try and carry on welding that? There's already a big hole here and a few little holes here. Someone said to me, if you don't know what you're doing, you could end up in all sorts of trouble. So I think I've done okay considering. Let us know in the comments what you think, of course, because yeah, I'm probably going to get slated now. Have another go, what do you reckon? Well, it's just if I weld all the way along there, I've got to cut it out anyway, so I'm thinking do I really want to weld all the way along there when I'm going to potentially cut that bit out and put a new bit in? Yeah. So I can cut along there. I suppose I could weld along there and then just cut that bit out there, leave all that in, just cut a section in there. Should we have a go? No, if it goes wrong then, it's your fault. You're doing the next one. If it goes like that, I'm happy. Why can't it just go like that every time? Maybe I'm better off doing little bits and building it up. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, not gonna lie. But the metal's not that good round here and it's not clean either. Stop getting so close to that camera. Let me make it look good first. It's just blowing holes in places. I'm saving it, but it's just, yeah. Someone might be able to tell me why it's doing that. It's got to be something to do with the setting. That's gone up, no wonder. Got a mind of its own. I should really be practicing on something else other than this car. I should be practicing more on that. But I said I was going to do it, so...
Somewhat filling the holes in a bit.
Huh?
There's definitely less holes than there were before now.
This one's got bigger though. Yeah, that's all good. This one's just bigger. What do I do? No, that is just blowing it to bits. I've only gone and filled it up, haven't I? How did I do that? Not a clue. You'd never know. Tiny little hole there, pinhole, which I'll get. I'm happy with that. I don't know if I'll get a job as a welder, but I think we're, yeah, look, it's not bad along there. Not bad. Should we quit while we're ahead with the welding? I've got a big hole here I don't know what to do with. That's your fault. Told you, if it goes wrong, it's your fault. Mate, I haven't got a clue. I'm not gonna lie, I literally haven't got a clue. Don't even know what singe that means. Manual. See, that's the thickness of the metal, isn't it? One's got to be the speed of how quickly it comes out, hasn't it? Yeah, but this is when you do it on this mode. But then that's naught, so that's saying it's thick. Oh, I should have got the Linden before I started. He would have told me. I can't let him see that.
No hiding that, is it?
All right. Didn't think I'd done bad for my first go. Oh, he's tried bringing me back. Just that, but it's all shitty around there, so I was going to cut that out anyway. But I was just. It was just practice. I mean, I'm having a go. I've done some practice runs and it was all good, but it's I think the metal on the actual car is a bit. It's just like really some's thick, some's thin. It's just a bit of shit. But on the welder, obviously you got it on that mode where it tells you sort of. So I'm guessing the one on the right that's how thick the metal is. Yeah. On the left is sort of either plus 0, but when you go on 0 it sort of shows the welders being thicker, but is that the wire speed? So it's the voltage. The left one does the voltage then in manual and the right one does, yeah. When it says material, your FE, SS or AL, what is it? So that's probably, I had that on, that was on SS, so that was probably wrong for a start. 0.9 millimetre. All right, let me try that then and see how I get on with that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, yeah. No, little spots, yeah, that's what I don't think I've got any option other than try and do spot. Yeah, that'd be good. So next time I do a video, I'm a bit better at it. All right. Right, so apparently I had it set on stainless steel for starters. And I want that to be about 0. I'm just gonna have another run on there to see see what happens. So I want it on FE, which is ferrous metal. I'm gonna try that. And he said to me, don't try and run a complete weld, just build it up, just do little spot welds, which I sort of was doing. But I don't know how I'm going to be able to build that up, because that is horrible. Helps with the right settings in the welder probably, doesn't it? Try and fill that one up, and then I don't know what I'm going to do about that. That's a massive gap up there. But that was a gap, that was a hole that was there anyway, so I can try and build it up. Getting brave now. Happy with this so far. Basically, that's all in. That's holes now gone from there. I filled that hole there. I've just got that one there. Just got that to contend with. Don't really know how to play that. So it's telling me to have a go.
It's not much bigger than the other hole that you made.
No, that's true. I think it's just metal's just a bit shit. It's so thin up here where it's all rusted. It's like really thin. I think I probably am better off just cutting that whole section out up to here. We're getting there. I think we're winning. I actually think we're winning with this. Obviously there's a massive hole there that was already there in the metal, so I'm trying to fill it up, which I don't suppose is easy regardless of whether you weld or not. Obviously, I'm just guessing. If the hole's getting smaller, I'm winning. If the hole's getting bigger, I'm losing. But that was a big hole there, so I filled all that in. Just got that last bit to try and build up, but the metal's so thin, where it's all like rusted before, it's not that easy. But like you said, it's good practice. Try and fill that in. I know I've got to cut this bit out. Also, I don't want it to get too hot and like make anything go out of shape. I think we're all right around here because it's sort of quite small areas, not one big panel, but I don't want any of it getting too hot, which is fine at the minute. I'll give it one more go. If not, we'll get the professionals in. Professional blagger. I mean, it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie. Well, hole's getting smaller. I don't know if I'm particularly making a meal of this or whether that's just normal, but not as bad as it could have been, is it? Let's face it. It could have gone a lot more wrong than that. There's a few little holes to fill in. Still a little one there. It's in there. I'm going to take a picture of that and admire my work. It's a lot more work than I thought. Not going to lie. I'm sweating. I've got that whole back bit to do. I don't know if I can do that today. Some of them are not bad, you know. Some of those. Some of them are terrible, but I think overall success for my first ever time. I'm sure everyone would tell me otherwise. Like, who's that? Look what I've done. Look what I've done. Been welding, I've been fixing the car.
What are you fixing the car?
Well, because look, Daddy's done this, he's welded it all. What do you think?
Yeah, but you got to fix it.
Huh?
You got to fix it.
I've got to fix it, yeah.
Why?
Well, 'cause look at it. I've cut it all up and it's all in bits. And then I've got to put it all back together. You like this one? Maybe we'll get it done by the time you can drive, yeah? So am I doing a good job? Is it good? impressed really. But. I'm well happy with that. I think for my first time, and it's obviously really shit metal, especially around here where it's really thin. Obviously we've got to cut that out and make that bit. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw a few holes up here, I thought I was in big trouble. There was no saving it. But yeah, it's in there, it's strong, there's no holes in it. Might just have to go over tiny like little pinhole there, but I'm scared to touch that now in case it makes a massive hole. I've got to start again, but for the sake of the camera, it looks good. Yeah. So I think that's about it for this episode. It definitely took a lot longer than I thought it would. Obviously learned to use the welder. Found out I had all the settings completely wrong. My mate rang me back, luckily, and after that, we were sort of plain sailing. It was I'm pretty impressed with that, and it was easy enough to use. Everyone's going to look at this video and think I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, but I haven't. I'm not lying. I've never welded before. I might have picked up a welder before and had a go and it all went completely wrong, so I never looked at it again. And that was about 20 years ago. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that's gone. This is all in, it's strong. The plan worked. Obviously I've got to repeat it that side, because we know there's a lot more work that side with the damage. So I'd say next episode, we'll try and do it as quick as we can. I need to get some sheet metal, make the panels for that, make some holes for the exhaust to come out. We've got to try and flange them somehow, whether we cut that bit in or buy a tool that flanges it. So there's loads to do, and I'm learning, but obviously you guys are watching as we go along and see how it goes, and eventually we will get to the end product, which I can't wait. So as always guys, thank you for watching. Remember, please like, subscribe, hit notifications, because you watching these videos and the more likes I get, it makes it feel better. It makes me feel like it's more worthwhile doing them, and I can invest more time and effort into doing them, and money, obviously, it all costs money. So thank you and see you next time. All right, you want to say bye to the camera?
Bye, camera.
Say bye everyone.
Bye, everyone.